This week on a special episode of Talkin Central Arizona Sports, a look at the region's own semi-professional soccer team. Hello everyone, my name is Torrence Dunham, and welcome to a weekly podcast catching you up on the latest with Central Arizona sports teams. Part of Talking Glass Media's Cast 11 podcast network, the show features game previews and recaps, along with interviews with coaches and players and much more. The show this week puts a spotlight on OJB FC, a soccer team based in Chino Valley that is part of the United Premier Soccer League Division 1. The club, with its semi-professional team as well as its youth programs, works on instilling confidence, fearlessness, technical mastery, and field vision, along with complete control of both ball and opponent, according to the official website at OJBFC.com. They play their home games at Bradshaw Mountain High School in Prescott Valley. The club also has a new facility coming soon near the airport, featuring multiple fields that will focus solely on soccer and growing the sport in the Central Arizona region. Director of Coaching Giorgi Manzula joins the show to talk more about the club, but first, this special episode of Talkin Central Arizona Sports is brought to you by Yavapai Plumbing and Heating. Winter is here. Can your heater handle it? Yavapai Plumbing and Heating will keep your home warm and toasty all winter long. Go to ypeinc.com to schedule your service. That's ypeinc.com. Joining the show now to discuss Central Arizona's own semi-pro soccer team is the Director of Coaching, Giorgi Manzula. Coach, how are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. So how long have you been the Director of Coaching, and tell us a little bit about your background in the sport?
So before I speak on my current role, I have to go a little bit back on my background. I'm a native of Republic of Georgia. Eastern Europe. Moved to the States. I was 14 years old, so I was 16 years ago. So then I came over from the big soccer culture in Europe, and just moving to the States, it was completely different than what I was used to. The culture and the approach towards the game. Then they got involved obviously as a player. Work my way through, playing in the youth academy systems, through going to college, playing NCAA Division 1 level, and then after college going to Europe, just being all around South America as a player, in Europe as a player. Then I got the experience as being a head college coach in New York City. Then, my current role after years of coaching is Director of Coaching at OJB FC in Arizona at the moment. So I guess I've been, to answer your question, I've been the Director of Coaching here at Ojogo Bonito Football Club for about 9 months now.
Gotcha. So how long has OJB FC been around for, and why was the club started?
So OJB FC has been around, I would say, about 40 years now, fairly a new club compared to the rest of the clubs around. The reason the club started was because, like-minded people like myself realized that, things have to be done differently than how it's been run in the United States. To give kids provide the platform for kids, make it affordable as possible. So we are not pricing the kids out of the game. It is very expensive to play soccer in America at the moment. So I guess the idea behind was to, fund the programs and start a club so kids who are not, fortunate enough to, pay and play have opportunities to come and play for our club.
Gotcha. What does OJB FC, kind of continuing on that conversation, what does OJB FC do for the young athletes in Central Arizona being able to play on the team?
So we don't turn any kid away, regardless of the level. We believe that the game is for everybody. whether the kid is a high level player or someone that who is just going into the game to experiment, right, to see if they like it or not. We have various levels. We have developmental programs, we have academy programs, and we have all the way up to semi-professional level. So the difference is we give every kid an opportunity to come and develop their skills, compared to most of the clubs. They select players bigger, stronger, faster. For us is way we train the kids is not based on the athletic ability of the kid. What differentiates us from the rest is we take a more holistic approach, which is developing the soccer intelligence. So we teach that from a very young age. The training sessions are taken from one of the best clubs in the world, such as FC Barcelona in Spain and Ajax Academy in Netherlands. Obviously we are working with some of the best soccer minds in the world, Tovo Soccer Academy, which is based out of Spain, and the Cruyff Institute, which is one of the most legendary players, Johan Cruyff. We take the curriculums from them. We speak to some of the best soccer minds in the world to evaluate a curriculum, how we should approach the game. Very, very few clubs in the States do this. We base our training sessions to put the kids in the environment where they are constantly thinking and are being challenged, not only physically, but mentally, to always, think outside the box, think rather than just be, physical, which has been the game model in the United States for forever now. Big, physical, strong players get selected, and kind of smaller players who don't have as much physical abilities get kind of shoved in the back. But if you look at just the game in soccer, some of the best players are in the world are smallest players. So if they were to be born and raised in the United States, they would never play soccer just because they are not as big and strong as players that US likes to select.
So, what is kind of the age group of the players that play on OJB FC, and what is the importance of not only providing that professional level of training and coaching, but also providing a platform for those players?
So we have players anywhere from 5 years old all the way up to youth U15, U16 level, and then we have a semi-professional level players that are currently playing in the United Premier Soccer League. UPSL is one of the biggest amateur leagues in America. So everybody from the bottom to the top trains the same way. Of course, the training sessions are modified to their level. The platforms are for the youth level kids. We are trying to create jamboree style of tournaments where we work with the other clubs to create tournament style once a month. So kids are, being trained throughout the weeks, and end of the month they have, tournament to look forward to, go play a bunch of games with, so they are not always traveling hour and a half to 2 hours to play weekly basis. We believe that that's critical for kids to not travel a lot at a younger age so they do not get burned out. So we really strive to provide the local experience for the kids so that they're not always traveling and they're not always getting burned out from the drive. Because in my experience, a lot of the parents are very dedicated in America, which is, I think, is something that, parents in the States do it right. They commit to their kids. They give them opportunities to go and travel. But what ends up happening for youth level is after they turn 12, 13, they don't want to play anymore because amount of traveling they have done. They are kind of burned out. So I guess we are trying to change that approach, create local tournaments, events, so they don't have to go too far away to play. And then as they progress through the rankings and ages, and as they get better, we try to provide them the right level of play. So, for example, our highest level team is the semi-pro team we have. For the kids that finish high school, the kids that do not get opportunities to go to college or professional level, we have a team for that. So it's kind of like a second chance for those kids to continue playing at a very good level, and in hopes of giving them another platform so they can end up going back to college, or if they are talented enough, provide the pathways to become professional players.
Are there some, speaking of that, are there some success stories that come to mind in the short time that you've been with the club that you've been able to witness or maybe hear about?
Yes, I've been here, like I said, like 9 months now. So we already have a kid who got the opportunity to go to a local college at Yavapai College. That's one of many kids that we are looking to place. I got here over the spring, so now I'm kind of getting my understanding uh, the area, understanding the kids and families that I work with, because everybody's different, right? So like what one kid needs, other kid might not need that. It also comes down to finding the right fit for kids. So some kids might be ready to go to university right away. Some kids might need to go to junior college to you know handle academics, because sending kids to colleges really comes down to, can they be successful when they go to college, right? Because everybody's academics levels are different. So now I just finished the year with the program. So we are currently in a process of working with younger players, 18, 19, 20-year-old guys who are still young and who still have the future in college. Because we really try to push kids in college, because in the area up here, I guess a lot of kids do not get those opportunities. So I'm here to give those players opportunities. So we are in process of creating highlight videos from the season, getting the transcripts together, and just sending it out to the schools to find them right fit.
So, how do both parents, probably for younger players, but maybe some high school and college players that don't quite know about the club yet, how do they find out about you guys, and how do they go through the process of joining? How does that process kind of work?
We are on social media, Instagram at OJB FC. We have a website, ojbfc.com. So you will be able to find a lot of information through the website and through the Instagram page. We are very easy to reach, whether it's through social media or through the website. And I guess until now, it's been kind of word of mouth. So we are trying to grow. We are trying to spread the word of what we are doing here, so people can have better understanding what we are all about.
And on that website, you can find more about the club's brand new soccer-only facility that's coming soon near the airport, that will have an 11 versus 11 field, 9 versus 9 field, a 4 versus 4 field, and a clubhouse, just to name a few things. What will that facility provide for the club and soccer players of all ages in Central Arizona?
So it will be soccer only facility, right? That's something that's been missing in the area. So the club decided to go ahead and build this, upcoming year. So it provides the soccer facility for everybody, right? For the kids in the club. But what's gonna be unique about it is, besides of regular practice schedule, kids will be able to come in at any time after school, and just go and play, right? Whether it's pickup games, whether it's just on their own to practice. So facility will be available for our players to really develop the soccer culture, and that's the whole reason behind this, because if all over the world, which I was lucky enough to be in Europe and in South America, and we got to see, as myself and the club president and people who are involved with this project, realize that there is no free play in America. So besides kids just showing up to practice twice a week, they don't really play outside of that. Maybe some do, but majority of kids don't. So us having the facility where kids can come and play all the time, not just to practice, but for fun, I think that's going to be a major factor of the soccer development in the area. It's something that it's missing, something that we believe it's key to promote free play. That's where the kids get to express themselves fullest. When coaching is extremely important, providing the right curriculum is extremely important, but also the biggest elements of the player development is free play. Kids get together, show up, play, and they get to express themselves in a completely different way that they would not be able to do it in practice. So that's what's going to be unique about this. On top of that, the clubhouse that you mentioned, we are looking to have tutoring. So kids, when they come after schools, they have academic help with their homework, projects, and whatever they have going on in school. So I guess we are attacking this from all angles. Make sure kids getting the education and tutoring they need. They're getting to get the right training for soccer, provide the free play platform. And we are really trying to change how the game is being ran. So I think that's unique. I think that's something that's going to be extremely important for this area, for the Quad Cities. So to answer your questions, I guess all of the above for players to have home, I guess.
Gotcha. Makes sense. Is there a projected date when that facility may open? And I assume that will be the new home of the semi-professional club games, right?
Yes. Just because of cost of how everything is right now to build, it's been a bit of a delay, but we are hoping that we get the project going in the spring. So I'm hoping somewhere around the summertime or 23 fall facility will be up and running.
Awesome. Be looking forward to that. But for now, the team plays its home games at Bradshaw Mountain High School in Prescott Valley. When does the new season start, and what type of soccer will people see when they come out to watch the semi-professional club?
So we just finished our fall season about a week ago. So currently the club and players are on break for the holidays. We are looking to get back into training in second week of January to prepare for season opener in end of March. I believe it's March 26th, first game of the season. Yes, it will be at Bradshaw Mountain High School. The type of soccer the fans should expect to see is possession-based soccer, which is more of a European approach. We like to, for any soccer fans who've been watching the World Cup or know about the game, will understand this. We like to build the possession from the goalkeeper to the defenders to translate the play into the midfield and build it up to the forward. So we teach that. We believe in that. So we try, our semi-pro team tries their best to represent that style of play. So that team is an example of the youth teams. So we try to set an example with our first team, the semi-pro level team. So we really believe that. We stick to that. We train for that. And, sometimes it doesn't always look pretty, which is fans and people have to understand. This style of play, it takes time to develop. It takes years. It takes a lot of work with players to get on the same page. But that's possession style of soccer is what our club is all about.
And people will be able to come out and see OJB FC when the season starts back up in March for free, right?
Yes, great point. Yes, admission is free. We want to open it up to everybody to create the fan base and create the support that we need. We do not charge any fees for the fans to come to experience the game. So that's something that I think it's unique, just to grow the fan base, so anybody just come in and enjoy the game.
Perfect. Is there anything else you'd like to say?
Yeah, I guess to wrap it up, I guess, it's soccer culture in US versus soccer culture in Europe and South America. Uh, we have a long way to go here in the United States. I think that more people should look into, different styles of plays just to understand that, what's possible. I think, the soccer in the United States has always just been based on winning and results from the youth level right away. And we do not take the time to develop players, develop culture. I think that just our clubs, we have to understand that to create higher level players, to develop the higher level IQ for soccer, it takes time, it takes patience to teach the right way, how to play the possession style of football. It's not going to happen overnight. For any parent that is listening, you might have to deal with teams losing from the beginning, go through these growing pains. But when it all comes together, patience, hard work, and just knowing and understanding that for the long term, to develop the players right way, develop their game IQ, so we can match the standards of European players and South American players. It's not going to happen overnight. And I hope that people really buy into this. I understand the fullest that it's possible. And I'm hoping the game itself develops and we are in a much, much better place as a country and as a nation in the game of soccer. When next World Cup happens in 2026, we'll be hosting. So there is a lot of good things that are happening in this country. It's just gonna take a lot of people, a lot of clubs to understand how to develop players. Have all the players, every coach in the club training the players the same way. Parents buying into it, breaking it down to the parents that what we are trying to teach their kids is crucial, so everybody's on the same page. And I think when that happens, having over 300 million population, we will be able to produce some of the best talents in the world, but it will take time.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much for joining the show, Giorgi, and I hope to hear more from the club in the future as it continues providing an excellent opportunity for soccer players at the youth level as well as high school and college.
Amazing. Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it, for your help to spread the word about our club, what we are about. And I'm looking forward to speaking with you as well for the future.
Once again, you can find more information about the club at ojbfc.com and on all of their social media platforms. I'm Torrence Dunham, and this has been a special episode of Talkin Central Arizona Sports, part of Talking Glass Media's Cast 11 podcast network. Come on back next week as the winter sports season resumes after the holiday break. Have a great week, and we'll see you back here next Tuesday.